How's it going, everyone? Yes, all 7 of you who didn't click out of the video after that cringy intro segment. But before anything, do you hear that? Yeah, that's what I sound like when there's no background buzzing. I know it took me a while to fix this, but I figured if I'm gonna make another update video, might as well get on with it. Anyway, as you can tell, today we reached the 1 million views mark, and I'd like to use this unique opportunity to answer some questions and talk about some things. I'm fully aware that this is not a huge number on YouTube, but you sort of have to try to reach this point to see how good it feels once you're actually there. I made my channel more than 5 years ago and have since uploaded more than 90 videos, although I did delete some in the past, so I currently have 83 public ones and 5 unlisted ones. I'd like to further split this video in 2 segments, the Q&A segment, which is self-explanatory, and the video discussion segment, where I talk more in depth about specific videos and statistics, and, cover numbers and offer some more insight. Let's kick it off with the Q&A. Here I'll cover the most popular questions I have been receiving related to my YouTube activity. Not all of these are from YouTube though. Some of the questions came from Steam, real life, or when some of you recognize me while playing Team Fortress on the same server. Let's start then. Question: can you upload more frequently? I've already explained my thoughts on this in the 1K subs special, but I guess we'll go over it again. I like to take my time between projects. That way I can ensure it doesn't have editing errors, boring segments, and so on. This is because once I edit 1 or 2 minutes of the video, for instance, I view that footage a couple of times before moving on to the next bits of the video, and in that time I can spot where there's room for improvement. There's also the fact that I'm more gamer than editor. In other words, I like to spend more of my time playing games than editing myself playing games, but that's the lesser issue. Question: can you do live streams? What concerns me about live streams is not the frame rate or the entertainment value, especially if I'm playing with friends. What is concerning me, however, is my connection. It's just too weak to live stream, and it's not going to change anytime soon, so don't expect anything to happen. What's with the 4 to 3 screen / high FOV? I don't know why everyone is complaining so much about my personal preferences, but I'll try to answer this anyway. I'm more fond of 4 to 3 because it's not only habit, but I have no problem with my view field. People argue how it makes it easier to see what's going on around you, and to be frank, I can understand that. That's why people have setups with 2 or more screens after all. But me specifically, I not only lack the money to keep upgrading my components regularly, but I also have no problem spinning my mouse around to view every angle around me. The same goes for the FOV, even though it looks kinda ridiculous when every weapon looks like it's pointing out of your chest or your right chin. At the end of the day, what I try to do with my videos is to have people enjoy my experience and how I view the game. I don't want to try and appeal differently because that would just take the whole fun out of it. And I know this is more of a technical issue than an artistic one, but the main point is how I just have no intention of changing these things. Question: can you reveal your face? Hey guys, so I have 2 options now. I can either point this webcam at my head and completely reveal my face, or I can just do this, so all of you have to watch my poop emoji t-shirt. I hope you guys enjoyed my elbow reveal. Next question: are you Polish?
Tak, ja jestem Polandem, zawsze mówię po polsku. Nie rób jednego filmu w języku innym niż polski. Tak, ja jestem Polandem, zawsze mówię.
Why don't you upload in 1080p or with 60 FPS? The reason I don't upload in 1080p is because it would take probably half a day to render a video longer than 10 minutes. I've had problems before where the video has random glitches, like missing audio or footage when rendering long videos. Just imagine how much that would increase if I decided to render in 1080p. I do render them with 60 FPS though, but YouTube just on its own deflates the quality, so I really don't have a solution to this problem. With that, I think we can move on to the videos and statistics segment. Alright, as you can see, this is where I first began on YouTube, and I have to say, looking back at this, I do cringe a lot, which is only to be expected, of course. You'll notice how free of the first 4 videos are now unlisted, and well, their correlation is how they were all recorded on a Minecraft server that I used to play very often on back in the day. It was a lot of fun, of course, but yeah, I started making videos by recording random shit on a Minecraft server. You'll also notice this Terraria, the twin boss battle. Back in the day, I was very influenced by a YouTuber whose name I can't even pronounce. And I still love watching him. It's such a shame he doesn't record anymore. Of course, there's a bunch of these Terraria boss fights, as you can see. Then we reached this video, Terraria 1.2 Dungeon Skeletons Farming Hard Mode. Now, when I was recording this, that's when a new update came, and this update was anticipated for a year or two maybe, so everyone was hyped. One of the new additions were the new monsters that were added into the dungeon, and these monsters were only available in hard mode. It's complicated to explain, but the basic idea is how I was trying to find a way to grind these monsters so I can get all the drops that are available and whatnot. And after I found a decent strategy, I just recorded myself doing it and I shared it on YouTube. And this is a very bad video, by the way. It's just so unplanned, so unorganized, but yeah, I mean, I did get the point across, but I later found out how the more dangerous monsters are actually not spawning in old worlds, because I was playing this in a world that was generated before the update. So some of these some of the more vicious monsters were not spawning, which made this a lot easier, but those people who were trying to play it from the beginning, yeah, they had a very hard time utilizing this strategy. And as you can see, there's also the follow-up to that, because why not? This video received, you know, hundreds of views in its first few weeks, and yeah, eventually it climbed up to this number, which at the time it was just crazy to me. But oh well, it'll be a long time before this happens again. So now you'll notice a bunch of these Minecraft Hunger Games and whatnot. Again, this was on another Minecraft server that I really enjoyed playing on. And, you know, at first, recording this was to prove to some kiddos how I'm not actually cheating. And then it just turned out to be a lot of fun, so I kept doing it. Even though this is so cringy to look back at, it was a lot of fun. Definitely a lot of fun back then, so I'm keeping them public. Besides, it's a nice way to see how I evolved my sense of video making and whatnot. But you can just see these long final battle, pwned noobs, team destroyed, camping, sneak attack. What's 2 heroes and a cool final battle? Oh boy! Let's move on before I collapse. Alright, here you can see the first intro I used. Yes, the generic one. And for some reason, some people still tell me I should stop using it, even though I stopped using it like, what, 2 years ago? I don't know. Anyway, then came this video. Another Terraria vid, but it's not a boss battle for once. I should just point that out. Actually, it is. I'm stupid. Like, it's... What I meant to say was, it's not just a boss battle. It's also a showcase of how to make a farm for the item that spawns the boss, and then comes the boss battle, you know. So, this was, how should I say it? It actually involved a lot more editing and planning than all of these other videos. So, when this began getting views, it was slow but gradual. And to me this was a sign that I should start making more edited videos, because those seem to attract more attention, right? But yeah, I didn't quite get into that for a bit. I took a pause from uploading all of this garbage. So when I came back, I had one goal in mind, and that's to record more than just 2 games on my channel. So here is just this stupid, you know, very quick update video. And after that, I recorded myself playing Really Big Sky. Not very successful, as you can see. After that, I recorded myself playing the entire game of Shatter. This is still one of my favorite games to this day. And you see, the game has 10 worlds, and each of them took me 10 minutes on average. So that was like, I don't remember if I was uploading these one every day or one per 2 or 3 days, but they were regular uploads, that's for sure. Then came the first Plague Inc. Evolved video. Again, this is another thing I jumped on immediately after an update landed. So, an update was released that added the Santa's Little Helper scenario, and I was very quick to beat this on the brutal difficulty, and I just posted it immediately. And it did quite well in the first week. It gathered... how much did it gather? A few hundred views, definitely. At that time, the only video that could rival were the dungeon skeleton farming and the truffle worm farm. So yeah, that was nifty. After that, I was playing a bit of Pac-Man here and there. Then came the first TF2 video, and back then I was still not nearly as familiar as I am now with how things work in this game. So I just decided to do something everyone loves. So of course, unboxing. Smithmas 2014 unboxing. What else do you need? At this point I was trying to do all sorts of things, find something that's successful, so to say. So you can see I recorded a bunch of games with a bunch of different things. Here you have, this is a crafting video, This is kind of a joke video for TF2. This is an achievement guide for Really Big Sky. See, this was a playthrough on Brutal, and this was on Mega Brutal. This was basically a challenge video. And to put this in perspective, see, Mega Brutal is obviously the hardest difficulty you can have on a level, but to have 3 biohazards, it means to win a game in a very, very short time. So, just to put it in perspective, see, this video is 12 minutes long, while this one is 4 minutes long. That's how you know It's really difficult to achieve this. I think my video is still the only one on YouTube with, you know, these circumstances fulfilled. Then I made this Terraria video, which it's awful, very impractical, but it's worth mentioning how this is my last Terraria video that I made. The reason for this is because a few months after I made this, my hard disk corrupted. You know, I'm not sure if corrupted is the right word. I can't spoken, guys. But, you know, it didn't work the way it should, and memory was lost and shit. And some of that memory was my Terraria worlds that I was using for 2 or 3 years by now. See, this video was recorded in the world that I lost. And see, that's a lot of time that went by. And I was just so depressed about this that I completely stopped playing the game. I just had no motivation to keep going to the end game level that I had before that. Well, eventually I did come back in late 2016, but I was playing very passively. Like, I would just boot up the game for 1 hour in like 2 weeks maybe. But you know, what kept me going was the fact that there were some small updates released during my hiatus, and you know, exploring these things was automatically progress in its own. So yeah, I'm back to playing it normally now. I might make a video in the near future if something interesting pops up, but we'll just see. Anyway, now we reached the crown jewel. See, this video has freaking 69% of my total views. That's pretty insane if you think about it. Well, just like it says on the end of the video, this was my longest project yet. Because I spent half of my summer just opening the game and trying to get taunt kills every day. Well, not really the entire summer, not every day, but you know, a big majority. It was quite the challenge I set for myself. But in the end, it did pay off, because look at these freaking views. It's worth mentioning as well that when I uploaded this on the first day, it received 20 views in the first 24 hours. Doesn't seem like much, but apart from that, it also got 2 likes. Now, 2 likes doesn't sound like anything, right? Well, back then, it took a week or 2 to get any likes on my videos. Well, the regular ones at least. You know, these that were more successful, they were different, but you get the point. So having 2 likes on the first day, that was like, holy balls! Well, yeah. Anyway, moving on. I was still trying out different things. Yeah, I was playing a bit of Plague Inc. with a friend. Then there's this update video when I reached 200 subscribers. Then I also made the killing people during setup montage. Because, yeah, back then, this was a real issue, especially with flamethrowers. Some weapons are still working, but they mostly nerfed it. Well, nerfed it is not the right word. It's an exploit after all. They fixed it, most of them. But yeah, it did pretty good. I'll get more into this later. And I should mention, this is when I first began using Sony Vegas. So after this is where I put a lot more effort into my videos. And yeah, this Obama's Beach video was kind of a video prototype, because I was trying to figure out all the different things that I could use with Sony Vegas. You know, how does everything work? How does everything render, save, blah blah blah. And you know, the video itself is not exactly high quality. This one was a bit different because I had all this knowledge I gained. Except for one problem. Yes, see, I had no idea how to fix this. This was annoying me to infinity because I didn't know how to cope with these black lines. Eventually I fixed the problem, but man, that was a terrible start to a series, don't you think? After that I began using the intro I currently have, nothing new. Then of course we have a few, well, not a few, yeah, 2 OSU videos and 1 Plague Inc. video, and after that it's all TF2. But I mean, I do put a lot more effort now into this content, and you know, despite that, I upload a lot more frequently than before. Like these unorganized videos, they were sometimes coming out every 5 months maybe. Now I try to make at least 1 video every 2 months. Of course that doesn't sound like much, does it? But I try, okay? I already explained why I take my time. And see, that's how it stayed until today, just making TF2 content and whatnot. Playing other games is not out of the question. I will do something eventually. I'm just waiting to find something that fits the channel, so to say. I would also like to show you the analytics. So you can see this little bump. This was when the 1.2 dungeon farming thingy got a bit popular. And yes, even though it's nothing compared to this. You can also see the, where is it, the truffle worm farm. It was gradually getting views for a while, and then suddenly, boom! How much was that? 1.5 views, 1.5 thousand views in one day. And it kept this pace. Well, not the max, but you know, it kept up pace for a long time. The same thing is happening with the taunt montage, except the amplitude of these is just a lot bigger. As you can see, it's still ongoing as well. This little drop was when I made the video private. This is when someone pointed out that the song I was using is copyrighted, the Battle Block one, and I was sure it wasn't, but just in case, I decided to make the video private, so nothing too bad happens. I mean, I was kind of scared the video might get removed, and it was so popular, so I just decided to be very cautious of it. Because when I was making that video, I knew nothing about copyright and whatnot. So I got into contact with the creator of the song, and he approved via email that I can use the song freely. So you see, after I made the video public again after a few weeks, it almost jumped to the max point like before. And this is of course changing still, but yeah, I'm glad things worked out well. You can see the setup, the killing players during setup montage was increasing in views at the same time as this, because both of these videos are TF2 montages, so obviously. Yeah, also the 2017 version, you can see it jumped up in views when it was, well, yeah, this was back when it was made, right? Maybe not the first week, but first or second week, definitely. Then you'll also notice this huge spike. That's the bitch slapper from 4 weeks ago, I believe. This is a huge spike. This is 10,000 views maybe? In one day. Even though it dropped down quickly. I'm very impressed with those numbers. You can see the videos I talked about, they all make up 2% or more of my total views. And I also trimmed this so it doesn't track statistics from 2012 because nothing was happening there. This is the first bump that ever happened. Yeah, it's definitely been a long way, as you can see. And with that, I think I'll end this video. Thank you all for watching and helping me reach this far. I'll see you all next time.